I've shared a little bit, so I'm gonna go into details. Because yes, I lost a passport and found it. Broke my back, uh, broke my phone, and got thrown out of the club and was shoeless, and it's just it's so polar, let's just say that. So where do I start with that? um mm, mm, let me see. So let's start with the passport, right? Because that was on the fucking first day.
Hi, shit talkers. Welcome to Talk Shit with Pete. And I am your host, Paula, the shit talker.
Shit talking, always rocking. Shit talkers, come on and drop in. Shit talk is always shocking. Talking shit with P, yeah.
I mean, don't we all like talking shit anyways? Talk Shit with P is the podcast for you.
Talking shit with P, yeah.
Oh my fucking god, we're gonna give this another try. So it's 1 a.m., y'all, and I had recorded a whole episode, and as I was editing, I found out that it was missing audio, like only the first 5 minutes and the last 2 minutes, and everything else was missing. And I was like, and Will's team couldn't help me with shit. The customer service was trash. I'm just saying. So here we are at 1 a.m. recording again. So hopefully I can remember everything I was gonna tell you. I don't know if it will sound good, it will sound worse, but I'm committed to giving you all this episode. And most of you know sometimes technology, right? And I've never lost audio, so this is new for me. But hey, I've been dreading recording this episode for various reasons. I was excited, and then I lost a friend last Sunday. I'll share more about that. So, which kind of has put me in a mood this whole week. And here we are, recording this episode, and hopefully I can get through it and it works. So let's see. And I'm using Riverside now. I'm trying it because why the fuck not, right? So, where do I begin? Season 9, y'all. Season 9. We are fucking back for season 9. And I can't believe we're on season 9. Like, but here we are. It's ridiculous. Things are happening. I'm sorry. Okay, season 9. I wanna share about Empowered. You all know I celebrated my 35th birthday at the Empowered conference. Some of you have had little bits of me sharing about it, and some of you haven't. So shout out to them. They paid for my ticket. They paid for my hotel, and I got to go on a road trip with Loyalty and Jackie. We had an absolute fun. We created so much content. I don't know if that content will ever be seen, but you know, it was there. I loved it, and sometimes I go back and like watch it, and I just smile. So shout out to them, and to be able to celebrate your birthday, right, around surrounded by people you love, the creators in this space, it was just incredible. So it was such a blessing, especially since I had said that I didn't want to be in Atlanta for my birthday, so I got not to be in Atlanta for my birthday. So again, a blessing. So thank you. I got to meet new people. I got to reconnect with old people from different communities like Afro and Podfest. So it was just overall a blast. And as I said, very, very, very grateful for that opportunity and for them to be able to want me to be there. So they made sure I was there. So yeah, and then when I was at Empowered, I was asked, right? I was asked if I was going to what is it? If I was going to podcast movement, and I'd said no. I'd never been to podcast movement because I was always told it's more for more professional podcasters, and I never consider myself a professional podcaster. Like, I don't know. So I was never in that space. Like, oh my God, I want to go to PM. But when I came back from Empowered, I went to Miami to spend some time with my girls. Shout out to Rachel and Gimbo. And I was excited. It was a great trip. We got to hang out, chill, and just relax, which was amazing. And one thing about Gimbo, right? Gimbo is my friend. She came all the way from Tanzania. Um, the first time she came to America, she visited me in Atlanta. The second time she came, I visited her in Boston. I was actually supposed to go for her graduation, but I ended up having a fire. But I still tried to make it the weekend before she left, and it was amazing. So this time I was like, let's go somewhere else instead of you visiting me or me visiting you. Let's do somewhere else. So Miami was on our list, and I'm hoping next year we do Nashville. I'm trying to get them to do Nashville with me. We'll see. But so when I came back from Miami, right, after hanging out with my friends and stuff, I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, I kind of want to go to. I'm a person who follows my instincts, and I was getting this nudge like, I need to be a podcast movement. I need to be a podcast movement. I need to be a podcast movement. So I was like, you know what? Let me listen to that shit. There's a reason why I'm told I need to be a podcast movement. So I wrote a message actually. I wrote like on my Facebook. I wrote asking if anybody has an extra ticket or they know how I can get a ticket. Because one thing they don't tell you is going to conferences is expensive, and I'm still a broke bitch, right? I'm figuring out. I'm paying back the debts I've incurred when I was jobless, and I'm trying to sort out some stuff. I am trying. So there's a lot that I'm doing, and I'm not working as many hours. I don't have that many hours, so everything comes in and goes out, and it's like, oh damn, like we're back to here. So I put up a post asking that, and I put that post again on Instagram, and I tagged Empower. I mean, I tagged. Oh my God! See, I'm not even paying attention. Like my mind is not even working right now. I tagged Podcast Movement, and they responded, and they told me who to reach out to. And I sent an email, and they're like, "Oh, we're looking for room managers, and it pays. We're starting to interview." And this was like on Friday. They were like, "We're starting to interview on Monday, so if you fill that form ASAP, we'll get you there." So I was like, "Cool, bet." I filled it up right there. I got an interview. Shout out to Jess, she was incredible, and I got hired. So I went to Podcast Movement, and I'm glad I did. Like, it was it's such a different feeling from Podfest, right? I feel like because maybe Podfest, I go so, like, I've been going for 4 years now, and I wear so many hats, and I'm always constantly up and down. So this one I got to chill more. Because I worked like 9 to 4 or 5, was it? And after that, I literally was just chilling, which I enjoyed because a lot of my PodFam members were there who sometimes I don't get to hang out as often with at Podfest because everybody's always just busy. We got to hang out. Yes, shout out to Gordon. I even made Gordon be doing his tongue out doing pictures. Like the pictures are on Facebook. I dumped all the pictures on Facebook. Like there are 3 albums in there for podcast movement pictures. So I got to hang out with him. I got to hang out with my favorite boy. Well, he was the only one there because the other 2 didn't come, but Joe from Mowpad, and I got to reconnect with Chadeo and Jarrett, and it was just vibes, and a lot of people were there. So I'm going to share some funny stories. I know for those who are on my email list, you've read certain stuff. I've shared a little bit, so I'm gonna go into details. Because yes, I lost a passport and found it. Broke my back, uh, broke my phone, and got thrown out of the club and was shoeless, and it's just it's so polar, let's just say that. So where do I start with that? um mm, mm, Let me see. So let's start with the passport, right? Because that was on the fucking first day. um we were at the hotel, and during the first networking event, right? Not the first one. This was the third one, I believe, because there was one in the afternoon. Then we went down to check in, and then there was also networking. Then at night there was another one. So as I was just doing my rounds and talking to people. Then Joe was like, "I'm hungry." I was like, "Me too." I was like, "Okay, grab people, let's go eat." And as I was doing that, I was like, "Oh shit, I don't have my passport," because I figured wherever we go, if I want a drink, they might ask me for my ID. So I start going crazy around like, "Oh my God, I lost my passport, I lost my passport, I lost my passport." And this is not new to Joe, right? Because there was one time I was in Podfest, right? And I had an expired passport, and they wouldn't let me in the club with an expired passport. So just always like, there's always an issue with you and your passport. Anyway, so I'm looking for my passport, and so dinner never happened. I eventually found my passport, and if you've seen a picture of me holding my passport around, that was me sending it to people like, "Hey, crisis about it. I found my passport," right? Okay, so that was day one. We survived it. On to Was this day two? Yeah, so the Hyatt party was day two. So the Hyatt party happened at Top Golf, right? And I was wearing heels. We went. Then somehow me and Amanda left. And we left Joe back. But then we told him we're leaving, so he also left, right? So as we got to the hotel, by the way, Gaylord Resort was amazing. The hotel was amazing. The rooms, and then they have like a bar and restaurant floor, and then at the bottom there's like a club, a kind of bar club, which opens at 4 o'clock until midnight. So me and Amanda go straight to our rooms. We were planning to actually go to bed. Then I was like, "Oh shit, let's go get drinks and come back to our room," because I didn't want to go to the bar with my heels. I really wanted to get them out. So one of the best parts about the hotel, they give you a key card. It's a whole booklet, and you have a coupon for 2 free drinks. You have a coupon for cookie and a coupon for you can print 50 pages black and white at FedEx. So I was taking people's coupons. I was like, "Let me see your card," because people didn't know they had them. So I had so many coupons, like I kept on getting coupons. And this one I just taken it from Joe. So me and Amanda, I was wearing heels, Amanda was wearing sneakers. So Amanda takes off her sneakers as well. She's like, "Okay, if you're going by socks, I'll go with socks as well." So we are with our socks, we go down to the first bar. It's closed because I think that one closes at 10 or so. So we're like, "Okay, let's go all the way down." We go all the way down because we're thinking people are still at Top Golf, but people were coming back. Some were there. And who do I see at the bar? Brandon. Shout out to Brandon Brands on Brands. This is his book. I'm reading it. He even signed it for me. See there? To Paula, my favorite loud energy podcast host. So glad we met at Podfest. I have another one of this which I'll be giving it out. I'm still figuring out how to do that. But I told him because I'd bought it, and then when we met him at Podfest, I mean at Podcast Movement, he signed a book for me because the one I bought wasn't signed, right? Because I bought it on Amazon. So he's sitting at the bar and he's trying to get the bartender's attention. Then he tells me, he's like, "You can get the bartender's attention. Your drinks are on me." So of course, I know how to get a bartender's attention. And he told me in 2 minutes. So I was able to get it in 2 minutes. And he got me a beer. And there were these blue margaritas for some reason. And Amanda wanted that. And Joe was wanted to try that. But he wasn't responding to my message as quick. So I just ordered that for him. So Joe came. We are drinking. Mind you, we're still on our socks, right? And the place closes. And we are with Brandon, Joe, James, all Podfest family, Amanda. Then they're like, wait, so the hotel, literally outside of the hotel, there was a whole Broadway where they're just bars and restaurants. So they're like, let's go find a bar. Me and Amanda, we're like, no, we're not going to get shoes. We're going to go with our socks. So we're walking outside the hotel, going to these bars with our socks. We get there, we get drinks. Now that's the part I really don't fucking remember most of it. So the only part I remember is, if you know Brandon, he's so tall and big feet. But I needed to go to the restroom. Such a gentleman. He took off his shoes, his sneakers. He gave them. I was walking like this. I went to the bathroom. I came back. I gave them back to him. There's a picture also of me wearing them. And apparently they say I got thrown out of the club. I don't remember that. There's no evidence for that. So only James, Brandon, and Joe know the truth. I don't know if that is really true. Apparently, we were too loud and jumping on sofas. So that happened. And then I pissed off some guy. Hi, Brian from Catchfly. So I won a Samsung Q2U mic, right? And in order to win it, I had to go around. I had to find 3 people to follow my podcast, but I couldn't tell them why, and I had to do it in 2 minutes. So the first one was easy. Then the other two in between 3, because everybody is rushing. Some are rushing to their talk. Some are rushing to the meetups. Some are So they're like, sorry. And then I found Brian. And he really wanted to help me, but the Wi-Fi was acting up, so he couldn't. And I was kind of being impatient because he didn't know I was in a timer, right? And Mark kept on shouting, "You have this many seconds left," and I needed to find one more part. So I was kind of trying to get on his phone to like just switch off the Wi-Fi and go. And he kind of got mad at me and was like, "Never mind, I don't wanna help you. You're touching my phone." And Mark was like, so we had to walk away. Shout out to Jess. I saw Jess and I was like, there you go. I was like, "Jess, please follow me." And she didn't. And Mark was like, 20 seconds. And I finally got it. So, but then Brian later, Mark was telling me, "Oh my God, Paula, I think you pissed him off." And I was happy, because I'm so jolly. I'm always tired sometimes of hearing Paula is so nice. Oh my God. So it's like finally there's somebody who will say I pissed him off compared to, yeah, have you met PP? It's amazing. So that was that. So but he came to find me and he apologized. And I was like, no, I was invading your personal space. I'm sorry. And we started talking. And all behold, they had this meetup planned, yeah, at Fogo de Chao. And he gave me a flyer. And even on the flyer, it said, people at RSVP by August 1st. It was like, please come and bring your friend. I was like, cool. So which friend do I bring? Amanda, John, and Reggie. We were like, let's go. And it was funny because I was going to change, right? Me and Amanda were going to change. And we met Joe and Reggie on the way. And we were like, oh, okay. With Joe's like, you don't need to change. Let's go. Because he was going to a Spotify meetup or something. So we were doing hop and hop. So we went, the first people we met was Podmatch. We got to see Vinny and Alex and everybody that was sitting having dinner. So we just said, hi, okay, cool. Because that was buy for yourself. I was like, okay, we came, we saw. Then inside the same place in a different room, it was the Spotify meetup, right? And I go in there and they had pretzels, bites, and drink. And I was like, yeah, we might come back because I'm not sitting for pretzels when I know there's meat, like actual meat, right? I'm sorry. I like to eat, especially when I don't have to pay for it. I'm just saying. So then, so we're like, okay, we'll come back. So we go to Foga de Chao. And then as soon as I enter Brian Somi was like, oh my God, you made it. I was like, yeah. So we sat down, Elsie, Gordon, a lot of people were there, like 3 tables. And I literally had to confirm with the waiter first. I called the waiter and I was like, this is paid for, right? Because you gotta be careful, right? I dragged Joe and Reggie to that because they didn't know about that. So if it wasn't free, that would have been my bill because I brought them there. And I told them. So we sat, we ate amazing food, amazing company. We were talking. Amanda joined us because Amanda did go shower. Then she came later to join us. And I'm glad I went. So you see, even sometimes when you piss people off, you end up getting invited to certain events. And then after that, we left, and then we stopped at the BPA meeting because I wanted to introduce Joe to Corey and Talib, and also support my fellow Black people, right? And then from there, we went somewhere else again. Like it was literally hopping and hopping and hopping. I don't know where we went next, but we went somewhere. But that was like a whole other experience. Then I broke my phone. How did I break my phone? I was at the passport party and I was supposed to be going live with Jason, and I really wanted to do it at a bachelor party, so to give the whole experience, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working, everything. So I was like, okay, let me run back to the hotel because it's not that far. But we'll get to the as I'm running. Shit, there is a mishap. There was that as well. Like, it's just ridiculous how this shit was happening, but that's not even the worst of it. Um, the worst was it when I broke my back. So, so, and it was the same night with the passport party. So after the passport party, I went to the descript. I went to descript, not descript. Um, oh my God, the Topia. They had a party at the rooftop. I went, but the drink coupons were over. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to Buzzsprout because there's free drinks. Again, free shit. I'm sorry. Like, even though it was nice, the sunset, the rooftop, the music, it was all vibing and stuff. And we were gonna start there, then go to Buzzsprout, but things just went off. And I'm a big fan of Buzzsprout. I host with them. They are always helpful with me. So when I was at Buzzsprout, I got a call from Loyalty, and who do I see on the video call? Chadeo and Jarrett. So I started screaming, and they were at the dystopia party. So I was like, okay, I'm coming to you, but apparently they're coming to me. So I left Buzzsprout to go there. They left there to come to Buzzsprout. And then I was like, shit. I was like, okay, stay at Buzzsprout. I'm coming since even here. They know I had to buy a drink and I wasn't trying to spend money. I'm sorry. So I go back to Buzzsprout. We see them, but the bar was also the party was coming to an end. So, and that's the video. If you've seen a video of me running and being carried, yes, that's when I saw them. I was like, oh my God, my boys are here. So as we are leaving, we're like, okay, wherever Joe is, there's drink. And then James is like, oh, I know where Joe is. Let's go. So we are all going, and we go to this other club uh, event. There was a party on this side. Patron was having a party on that side. There were too many parties, I swear. So I see Joe, we were sitting on the table. So it was like the high tables, right? The bar, and they had stools. But the first table was sitting at the stools at the back, right? So I was sitting with my back like being something was at the back of me, right? So then, because a lot of people were joining us, the table in front was empty. So we're like, okay, let's move there. And we started our own table. And we are sitting there. I didn't notice that those stools didn't have a back compared to the first ones. So Joe was giving somebody a t-shirt and I was recording. So like I stood up on top of the stool, and as I was sitting, because I didn't know it didn't have a back, I literally fell on the ground, head bump, back. Yeah, you should have seen Joe and Chadeo. They're literally, it's like their hearts skip a bit, like, oh my God. They didn't want to touch me first in case I have a concussion or something. They kept on asking, are you okay? Do we call an ambulance? And I'm just like, I'm laughing because I'm literally like, did this shit just happen? Especially since I'm sober. You know, it's so fucking weird when shit happened to you when you're sober, and then when you're drunk, it's like, at least if I'm drunk, I have an excuse that I was drunk, right? So I'm just looking at them and I'm like, I need a beer and a shot. And Joe's like, but are you okay? I'm like, Joe, I will be okay once I get a beer and a shot. So Joe gets me a beer and a shot. And I get up and we laugh at it. I chill for a second. And I actually didn't feel the pain until I actually came back from the trip and I started feeling my back. Um, so that was crazy. And for a whole week, everybody kept on texting me and checking on me. I think Joe, for almost 2 weeks, he kept on being like, "Are you sure you're okay? Like, are you sure?" And people kept on checking, like, "I can't believe you fell." And even the fact that I recorded my fall because I was creating a content and I hadn't pressed. But anytime I hang out with the Mowpad boys, I feel like the first year when I met Joe and Mike, Joe fell down and had scratches the next day. The second year, Mike punched me in the eyes and broke my glasses. And then there was the passport, so I can't go I couldn't stay for the karaoke. Like there is always some, but that's why I love them. Like they leave me with these memories where I'm like, of course it had to be them, right? It had to be them. But yeah, so PM really, like, I enjoyed being a room manager, and I got a shout out to Jess who I told her I was interested in the creator expert talk, and she didn't move me. She kept me there the whole time. We had an crazy, incredible lineup. Shout out to Tink, Liquid, um, Dominic shut it down. He was the last person to speak on my stage on the last day. We did a whole photo shoot on the stage after that. We had Manny, I had Gogo, uh, Ellis, and Ariel. Yeah, LC, Ariel. So I can't remember all of them, but we had incredible speakers, and I am grateful that I was in that room and I was given that opportunity. But I was still able to run around and to be able to catch Brian's talk from Podbean a little bit. And I got to listen to watch a little bit my BPA. Shout out to Corey, Talib, Bree, and Minister Jazz. They introduced Jerome. Yeah, I am in how much talented Minister Jazz is. It was incredible. I got to catch a little bit of Gordon on stage because the stages were all around, and I still had to be in my position, so I couldn't sit for every session. And I got to see some of them, right? So yeah, but I had so much fun. I'm not gonna lie, from the parties to the connections to the being able to experience it with Amanda. It was both our first time. We were roomies. We grabbed so much goodies. I had to buy a whole extra suitcase. Yep. I spent $60 on a suitcase just to dump my shit, and the suitcase was full. I came back with a lot of shit. I'm not even gonna lie. And what I loved about this summer, right? I got to spend. I got to do a lot of amazing things, but not with my normal friends who I would normally do every summer. But most of them were around my podcasting communities, right? Attending conferences, networking, or just partnering up with my friends and doing shit. So I love that, and it just leaves me excited. It motivates me to do more and want to do more. So um, I am proud of myself for that, because even before we went to Podfest, even before we went to Podcast Movement, the week before Pod Tour came to Atlanta. So it's like the week before I got to hang out with them, and then that, and then there was Empowered, and then now I'm going to Afros and Audios next month. Speaking of Afros and Audios, October 18th to the 20th in Baltimore at the Reginald Lewis Museum. Come hang out with us. I'm gonna be in a panel with my fellow Africans. And I love this about us, because we all met last year at Afros, and we're like, okay, they're missing an African perspective, so we decided to do that. And our panel is called Voices of the African Diaspora, telling our stories through podcasting. So we have Sambaza, who's Kenya, me, who's Tanzanian, Rokaya, who's from Senegal. And by the way, me and Rokaya were in a panel together last year as well at Afros and Audios. So it's like second panel, second time at Afros together. And then we have Claire all the way from Switzerland, but she's from Rwanda. And then Zeni, who's from Zambia. So it's like, literally, when I say African panel, it really is an African panel, and I'm excited about that. You can use the code You can use the code PS24 AFAU. That's PS24 AFAU for 10% discount. Come support, come hang, come learn, come get inspired, just all that amazing stuff. And apart from that as well, I was able to attend Transaward to support Dr. Lulu. She was being honored as Pioneer of the Year. I am so proud and amazed by this incredible human being and the things she keeps doing and spreading to the world. And it was kind of bittersweet, because I went to support her, but it was the same day also I was invited to support my boy. He was performing at an event called Track D. Yeah. So we couldn't stay long with Miss Lulu, Dr. Lulu. We ended up missing a acceptance speech. But I sometimes you want to support everybody, but it gotta be. But I'm not so mad I left, because I didn't know there was gonna be a panel at Track D, and there was an incredible panel. And I learned so much. I needed to hear that. And I was like, thank God I was able to catch this panel. And me and Loyalty had an amazing time. We actually and Splash did amazing. The people were amazing. We met great people, both in trans awards and in track. Like, it was a night just filled with so much inspiration. We didn't come home until 2 a.m. Like, that's how much of a long night and a fun night it was. And I don't even have to share much, because that night, me and Loyalty, on our way home, we recorded a little review for y'all. So listen to this.
So, yo, talk about Splash's performance. I love how he was engaging. He was.
No, before we talk about Splash, we got to talk about the motherfucker before Splash, okay? Let's put him on blast, because he was ad-libbing through the whole freaking songs. I have never seen somebody perform and only seen the ad-libs of their song, to the point I had to really text Paula and be like, why is he only singing the ad-libs through the whole song?
And it was just dancing. And the funny part is, his second song, I've had it and I loved it and I was singing along. But how am I singing along and you are not? I came to listen to you sing.
And he didn't even sing. He just asked you. Okay, so that was...
And then comes Splash, who's engaging and educating and giving props. Like, I got a rose. We all got roses. We loved it.
Listen, no habla español, okay? Poquito, poquito, okay? You heard what the fuck I said.
Loyalty was like, he said we're going to learn Spanish today. And we sure did.
I said, okay, papi, speak Spanish to me, baby. Ándale, Levi. Hurry the fuck up. Beat that shit. And listen, he was really teaching us Spanish, okay?
And he was singing the motherfucking song.
He was singing that shit. And listen, hold up.
I almost wanted to go in the middle of the dance floor and start dancing, but I was like,
I felt like I was being serenaded because, hold on, he gave us a motherfucking rose. Let's really speak on it, Paula, because
Wait, I was among the first ones the first time he gave the roses. Then he put them down. Then he gave merchandise. Then when he was doing the roses again, did you see when the guys were running from the bus?
No, bitch, I was on the steps, okay? So let's really speak about it because the motherfucking feet was hurting, okay? So, yes, we were overdressed at this damn event. Let's really speak on it. We were super overdressed. Your girl came in there blinging it up with her fucking black and gold goddamn jacket and shit on with my solid look cute little black dress. Paula came in there goddamn with the shoulders out and shit. She shoulder leaning on the motherfuckers, okay? And she got her pretty cute little flowered little assembly dress on. So we was in that motherfucker looking like some snacks, okay? So I definitely had to say that first, right? But yeah, and them pinky toes was hurting. I had to listen, them feet. So I was sitting down. But when he stood up and he started singing that Espanol, girl, I had to walk down and he said, what a single ladies? I said, oh.
Yeah, I looked at her and he saw she had the flowers. Like, when did you get down to get the motherfucker?
Girl, I got up off them steps.
She was up at the top of the stairs.
I got up off them goddamn steps and I walked down there and I politely, I said, oh, let me go get my rose because yes, baby, I am single and ready to mingle, okay? Don't forget it. Period.
And then the last flowers he was giving out, the girls were coming all from the back. Me. He even got off the stage and we witnessed him giving the last one. We were talking to him like as soon as he got off the stage.
Right.
We were talking to him. Loyalty was telling him he wants to do an interview. They did a little interview. And as we were going out, and he was like, oh, I need to buy you a drink. He did buy us a drink.
Right.
Thank you for that drink. But there was a lady standing next, and he walked up to the lady because he had one red rose left, and he gave it to her. And that was such a beautiful moment. And we went to bought us our drinks. We did an interview. We did photo shoot.
Man, hold on. Let's take it to the next level. So I really appreciate him for the rose, man. I feel like that's something artists are not doing. So he was very strategic with it because...
Especially the song.
Yes, he was singing his song. He was giving out the roses to the single ladies. He even gave out merchandise to a couple people, and I thought that was very strategic. But the little girl, oh my God, she freaking stole our hearts. Like, listen, she was the whole
star of the entire night.
Come on.
That baby girl made me run in heels. And she would come to me, hug me, and she hugged me so tight, she'd make me smell like rose. I asked her what her name was. She was like, Lollipop. I was like, what's your favorite? Strawberry. And she jumped. And she's like, she was doing gymnastics over there, jumping, and baby.
She was lit. I love that little baby. And we got some content where she was actually dancing. We got a little scene. So look, make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
We have permission to post it before you all come up to us for that shit.
Absolutely. Because, oh, damn, I done passed her shit, y'all.
Oh, yeah. We're recording this as we're going home. But can we talk about the artist? We met the artist.
Yes.
We did some photo shoots and you see the art behind it. We got introduced to the artist and...
Man, shout out. Not only did we get introduced to the artists. Shout out to Coco.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
We met Coco from the beginning, and we were like just complimented, and we're like, oh my God, you are amazing, and we just started talking, and then we were about to leave after Splash finished, but Loyalty had Coco singing because I was in the going to the restroom.
That was not Coco singing. Coco is the judge, like the girl who was on the panel. So the girl you're talking about is the one who had the right.
Dawn. Oh my God, Dawn.
No, Coco was the.
Yeah, no, the singer is Dawn. Coco is Coco Kiss Me.
Yes, Dawn is her name. That's her name. So Dawn is the singer. No, okay, let's talk about Dawn, and then we'll go back to Coco. So Dawn, y'all, let me tell y'all, we was literally about to walk out of the event. And I heard this girl singing in the hallway. Me and Paula, and the girl, his name was Brianna. Only reason I remember because when she came out of the bathroom, she said her name was Brianna. I said, "Oh, your name is Brianna, ain't it?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, wow." I said, "My daughter's name is Brianna." And her name was spelled the exact same way. It was Brianna. So as we were sitting there speaking, mid-conversation, I heard this girl singing. I done left their ass so goddamn quick. Paula didn't even know the hell I went. Mind you, her phone is dead, and I got her phone in my hand. I done left them so I can go tap in because her voice was just OMG.
She is a motherfucking performer. The dancing, the singing, the voice, the beauty, the style. Oh my God.
No, let's really speak on it because before then, remember we was in the other room and she clearly told them, she said, listen, she told them I'm J. Cole, Beyonce.
Yeah.
She said a whole bunch of shit.
And we were like, okay, damn. But after we saw her sing, we were like, you know what, baby girl? Yes, you are.
No, she beyond that. She is her, okay? She is it. Dawn is done, okay? She ain't Beyonce. She ain't none of them. She is her own uniqueness.
She's her own, but it's a mixture of those. So when you mix all of that, that's your own blend.
Right.
So it is that blend. It's not that she's any of those other people, but it's a blend of all those people, which gives her own unique self. So yes, baby, you are.
Oh my God.
We got a little shook when you said it, but please forgive us.
I just kind of feel like you got to stand on business. When you say stuff like that, baby, you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. But not only did she talk about it, she was definitely about it, okay? Yes. Not only did we connect with Dawn, we connected with her amazing parents who's been...
Oh my God.
What, 20-some years?
We love you, but we fucking love your motherfucking parents. We hanged out with them in the parking lot to the late. And just seeing how your dad was so proud of you when you were on the stage. He was recording. And he took amazing photos of us.
Remember, she shared with us her father was a photographer. So now they was there to support their daughter. He was doing his photography work, and when I tell you his pictures were on point, they were on point. So I can definitely see how they edify their daughter. And just the love, black love in the flesh. He was telling us about the story about when he met his wife and he proposed to her.
Oh my God. We're going to talk to that when we're going to have them on a podcast.
Yeah.
Let's not spoil.
I got to park, okay? So let's find somewhere to park because, y'all, I'm in the middle of the goddamn thing. Like, this is a parking lot.
And we're not going to share everything because all these people are going to come on the podcast and we want to let other things be for the podcast, right?
Absolutely.
So
if y'all want to know more,
keep an eye out on that. We might be doing some table talks. We might be doing some, I don't know what's going to come.
I don't know what the hell we might be doing, P.
Yeah, but it's going to come. We're going to talk about it. We're going to share. But before we end this, because we're about to go upstairs and eat some soup and drink some wine, because it really was a night of, we worked, we celebrated, we supported two of our favorite peoples. We networked. I feel like we put in some work and we deserve to celebrate with some wine and soup.
Absolutely. Hold on, this soup. Let me speak on this before we end this for now.
No, we need to end it with Miss Coco. So, but speak on you because we said we're gonna come back to Coco. Coco, kiss me.
Oh, we will come back, but that soup, Paula.
Yeah, but talk about the soup real quick. Okay.
Goddamn, that's something that soup was goddamn. That's that slap your mama goddamn soup. Okay. It was so good, man. I sucked that bone. Like, look, I ain't gonna tell you how I sucked it, okay? Just know I sucked the hell out of it. Just know that much, okay? But that mug was so good, man. I'm sitting there. Okay.
We have a video. There's a video.
They got to see I was sucking that meat off the bone for sure.
Yeah.
But you Coco, when I tell you Coco, I'm gonna call her.
She was dropping gems. So one of the best things about this, it wasn't just a rap, a music concert. They had a panel and hearing from Juju and Ty and Kyle and I'm forgetting other people, forgive me, but Coco as well. And they were dropping real things about social media and about putting yourself out there and no excuses. Excuse me. But it's also something near loyalty. Since we came back from PM, we have been talking constantly about this shit. And to be there and to hear this thing, we're like, this is why we kind of also made the decisions we made tonight.
Absolutely.
We can't talk about it right now, but we'll share later on. But it felt like it was worth it for us to make that decision because that panel is insightful, knowledgeable, and that's when we met Coco. Okay, go ahead.
Absolutely. So look, y'all, we gonna end it here because we done said a lot already. We done said too much, but we gonna end it here because we got some work we got coming with Coco. Y'all gonna look forward to some interviews, some other amazing people who we met. But y'all, yes, on that note, your girl Loyalty is signing out, and my girl
P of Talk Shit with P.
Period. Okay, we'll talk to y'all soon. Later.
I don't think this is where you can park.
So there you have it. The entire review of everything for that night. And when I tell you this summer was very creative for me, it really was. And probably one of my best summers in a while. Like, as I said, I didn't get to do much stuff with my normal friends. Again, most of us are literally, and they weren't around as well. So it wasn't like I just ignored them. Malaysia is a new mom. Cleta is dealing with some family stuff with her dad. We're putting him in our prayers and all. So people have also been busy with their own stuff. So it was like it just worked perfectly. I did get to hang out quite a bit with Sharon and the husband. So I still did because a guy never says no for some beer time. But I was more concentrated in making sure I go to these networking events, to conferences, and I've literally realized that I hate speaking as much as I love moderating, hosting, and emceeing. And like being a room manager, like at Empowered, I was emceeing. So if you know an event that's coming up that they're looking for volunteers or they need MCs or hosts or moderators, I'm your girl. Hire me, send me information because that's what I want to concentrate more on right now. And I realize I'm fucking good at it. Like, no lie. I got flex on myself. But yeah, and I'm getting into comedy. So if anybody's coming to Podfest in January, you'll find me in the Podfest track. I'm speaking again at Podfest in January as well, and so I am excited. I think I like speaking at Podfest because they have like those 5-minute TEDx. Because I'm not a teacher. I don't have things to teach in the podcasting community. I'm more of a learner, but I love sharing my experience, and that's why I like the Picha Kucha, because they're more of a free topic kind of talk. So I've done the how podcasting saved my life. I've done this. So you can talk about community, building community. You can talk about networking. Like you can talk about any shit that ties up to podcasting, and you're done. And I'm excited for all those people who were able to my new people. Shout out to Alex and Alice. They Alice, it will be her second time, but she applied. It's going to be her first time, and she manifested that. She said it to the stage that next year she'll come as a speaker, and she got it. Alex, it's going to be his first time at Podfest and first time speaking. So I'm excited to see new people rise into their moment, and I think that's why Podfest is like that for me. It's for really underdogs, but I still really also had a blast at PM, and I'm looking forward to going back again, you know. And with that said, actually, if you're in Atlanta, you know, FinCon is happening in October. So both Podcast Movement and Podfest will be in town. There'll be meetups. So, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody, whoever is coming, whoever's going to be there. I believe the Podfest meetup is on the 22nd, and Podcast Movement meetup is on the 24th. And also, again, if you're in Atlanta and you're looking to hang out with fellow creatives on Sunday, this Sunday, we are doing, because you know, on the 30th is International Podcasting Day. So on that Sunday, we are doing podcasters in the park. There'll be food and bites. So if you haven't heard about it, go to Facebook and look for Atlanta Pod Atlanta group, and you'll find information there. Sadly, I will be missing it because I am going to a funeral in North Charlotte this Sunday, and I am not mentally prepared. But let's talk about that. So I told you I lost a friend this Sunday, right? The past Sunday. This is the second person in the Podfest community I'm losing over cancer. Most of you remember in February we lost Lee. May you continue to rest in peace. And then now we've lost Rebecca. So I came across Rebecca last year through Tiffany, and I was so inspired because her podcast was called Love Is Not Dead, Just My Husband. I was like, I want to meet this person. Like, that's so, like, you know. And I started following her, stalking her, and just, you know, being all up in her face. Because once I find somebody online and I like, I'm going to make sure you know me. That way, when we meet in person, it's real. So I got to meet her in January at Podfest this year, right? And I was finding her, but I couldn't find her because as I said, when I'm at Podfest, I'm like up and down. So I can try to find you for as much, but I'm always being pulled at every sector. And then I was standing outside and I was talking to Kathleen, and she might not remember this, but I saw it in the video. I was like, oh, damn, we were actually captured in the video. And we were talking, and next thing we hear these women running on the hallway shouting. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? It was such a beautiful moment because more women need to allow themselves to be silly and act like kids, and because there's this thing, oh, you're too old to do that, you're not too old to do anything, you want to run around and shout and create funny TikToks, by all means, fucking do it. If you needed permission, I am giving you permission right now, even though you don't need permission. So they were running, and I loved it, and then I saw Rebecca, and I went to her and I hugged her, and until now, when I close my eyes, I feel that hug, like I can feel it. It was so warm. She's so beautiful inside out. You can feel a beautiful soul. It was just that moment that I hold dear to. And she had just won. They were just coming out of Sonic Awards, right? And she had just won an award. So they were running. Um, it was like Josie was asking her, "Are you the Love Is Not Dead, just my husband host?" And she said yes, and she shouts at people like, "I found her, it is her." So you know when you're trying to make your favorite person sign your album and they're running away because all these people found it, she's trying to be. So it was just cute. And as people were resharing that video this week after she passed, I finally really watched it, and you can see before they start running, me and Caitlin standing talking, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually in the shot. So that's beautiful. But Then she came on my podcast when I was doing Shit Happens. So that episode will be released in season 9. Like, I feel like divine moment, like for people to hear her story and continue supporting her. But when she came to my podcast, we're doing live, right? She's the first person on Shit Happens episode, and the only person that the episode went to 2 hours. Because normally I was doing 45 to an hour, and I know some went to at least an hour, 20, 30, but never 2 hours. And then the next day, she messages me and tells me, "My mom loves you. I found her listening to you, and she says she can't stop watching you." I was so happy. I sent her mom voice notes, and I started sending her mom voice notes. I feel guilty because I kind of lucky stopped checking up on Rebecca. I'll just be sending Vicky voice notes. So I am happy to be able to go to her funeral and to meet Vicky and just make sure she knows how much her daughter meant to us, how much she was loved, and such a beautiful soul. It sucks when you lose beautiful souls and then the ugly souls are still around. She's truly an inspiration because if you listen to a podcast or if you've heard her story, losing her husband, finding out about cancer, cancer coming back, like, and then to see her, she was always still smiling, always still positive, always still pushing through. She she was an inspiration, and we have lost a real one, and I'm gonna miss her so much. But she constantly reminded me that your story matters, your voice matters, and we're gonna celebrate on Sunday. It's gonna be bittersweet. It's gonna be tough. There's gonna be a lot of tears. And for those who can't make it, if you're newer and you can't make it in person, there is where there is a service for her on Friday as well at 4 p.m. online. So if you want the link of that and you can find it on Facebook, just DM me and I'll make sure you get it. But she's definitely, this was a tough one, and that's the thing with death, right? When you lose somebody, you never know how grief will hit you, and you never know what it will bring. So I've been in that roller coaster of emotions. I even had a very sad day today, and I was in bed the whole day until I was able to get up and go on my live, and that because it was like, oh, I'm gonna be talking about therapy and reality TV. So it gave me the energy to be able after that because I was on high energy. That's when I recorded the episode, which didn't have no sound. But yeah, so that is all from Talk Shit with P. I don't know if I shared this, but I recently found that Talk Shit with P is on 5% globally. So for all of those who have been supporting, sharing, listening, watching, thank you. I know it wouldn't have been possible without y'all. Most of you know I've been nominated for Women in Podcasting Award. There'll be a link. Please go support. Voting ends on October 1st, and every vote counts. So if you haven't voted yet, please do. If you have, thank you so much. And if you're in the podcasting space and you're not using Mowpad, you should. I'm not gonna get into what Mowpad is right now, but if you wanna know more about Mowpad, hit me up. And no, it's not an ad. That's just me sharing of an incredible tool that you all are sleeping on, especially if you want visibility, you should. And for those who are not in my email list, I normally have a newsletter every first Friday of the month. The next one will be on October 4th. So I do it once a month. I don't spam and I share everything. So sometimes it comes late on the podcast, but the people on the newsletter have already read it. So I know even some of the stories I've shared about podcast movement when I was there. People have read it in my September newsletter, but I didn't go into details, like really share the stories, but I did share certain stuff. So yeah, I don't believe I forgot anything. If I did, it is what it is. I'm tired. It's 2 a.m. and I need to make sure this episode comes out by 5 a.m. Oh, one last thing. As I was sitting at the table before I fell down, there was Jarrett, Chadeo, Joe, EA, Loyalty, and these people just, and other people, but they just started giving me my flowers and talking about how much they're grateful for me and how I'm always just connecting and sharing and being, and it's weird. I'm used to giving people their flowers, so to hear it in front and my face was just going red. I was like, oh my god, y'all, stop it. But there's something about knowing that people get excited when they know you're around. People want you to be around. People, because it could be like, oh my god, that bitch is here, fuck no, let's go. And yet for me, it's like, oh my god, Paula is here. And even in PM, this was my first time, right? But by the time I left, it's ridiculous how people are like, yeah, I know P. Yeah, I know P. I've met P. Yeah, have you met P? You should meet P. And even the bartenders knew I was drinking Budweiser. Like, as soon as they would see me, they'd be like, Budweiser? It is ridiculous. I got questioned by Kevin from Buzzsprout about why my tongue is always out. I'm like, I'm on brand, baby. I got to hang out so much with Dave and have really very safe space conversations. You know, those conversations you just can't talk anywhere, but you can still talk to somebody. And these were with people I just met. Yes, I'm looking at you, Todd from Blueberry, you know. But to know that you hold that safe space for people who feel comfortable to just have random weird conversations. Me and Gordon had incredible conversations. Brian from Pop Bean, like the entire Buzzsprout team, like it was just. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. PM was a time and an eye opener, and I got to meet John Savage. He runs the African network. I got to meet Bruce. He runs the World Network, and he put my podcast in there. So and these are people I didn't even know on social media, and now we are connected, and we have plans of all other things to do together. So it's just beautiful. Like I've already been on Bruce's podcast. So and somebody listened to it and quoted me. You know, there's something about being quoted. Like I'm like, oh my god. And she quoted me on LinkedIn. I'm like, oh my god, am I getting quoted right now? So yeah. I got to meet Rob of Pod Ops and Teddy. He gave me a little kiss, the dog, right? Jerry just was incredible to work with. The entire PM team was amazing to work with. So thank you, Jared, Dan, and Jess for an incredible opportunity. And I'm definitely gonna be back. So yeah, if I forgot anything else, I'm over it right now. Season 9 is gonna be incredible. It's gonna be free flow this year. Normally I plan my season, but this one I'm not planning. It's gonna be a few new episodes with new guests and some episodes from Shit Happens like Rebecca's and a few other people who I feel like before the year ends, those episodes need to come on audio even though they're already on video on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed on YouTube, go, you can be the first one to see them. We are gonna be doing some more lives, and me and Sambaza are actually going live on Thursday at 7 p.m. on Instagram, and Jen from Walk by Jen will be joining us. So if you're available, catch the live. I'm trying to get the Mowpad boys back again on my podcast, so we will see about that. Me and Junaid will be recording live together in person when I'm in Baltimore. So there are going to be some interesting stuff. And Talkshow Whip is working on Christmas boxes. There are few. There will be very limited edition and for very few people. Some people I know they deserve some talk show with pay match, and I haven't given them. People have been truly supporters and always helping me in some way or the other way. So, yeah. Anyways, that is all for me. If I forgot something, I will make sure I put it on my newsletter October 4th. So, if you want to be on my mailing list, send me your email and I'll add you. Otherwise, it's just the beginning of a new season, so we will be catching up soon again. Until then, stay healthy, stay positive, and live life. Life is too short. Love on your people and live it. Okay?
Thank you, Ship Talkers, for tuning in and spending your valuable time with us. We appreciate you. To connect with us more, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter and catch all the shit-talking vibes before anybody else. You can subscribe to our newsletter through our website, www.talkshitwithp.com, and or our merchandise website, www.talkshitwithp.shop. And while you're there, feel free to shop away. Talk Shit with P is available on all social media platforms with the handle Talk Shit with P. Follow us and engage with us. Better yet, if you're feeling generous, give us a review on Apple Podcasts and or rate us on Spotify. You can also share a beer with me where my beer lovers are. I mean, what better way to support the movement than sharing a beer with me by buying me a beer at buymecoffee.com. Thank you for listening, sharing, engaging, and support in any way that you do. Remember, new episodes are out every Wednesday, and for part 2, if any, on Fridays. Let's talk and all listen to some shit. Happy shit talking.